Hello and welcome back to my social experiment. If you're new here, I'm the piano encourager and I'm learning to play this wonderful keyboard here. I'm hoping that through my learning journey I can encourage you to start on your learning journey as well. Remember, it's never too late to start and I'm rooting for you. We're in this together. We can do this. If you're new here, I do attend music lessons. I've got a piano teacher. I attend a weekly lesson. And what I first do is I show you a piece that I've learnt recently so that you can see the kind of progress I'm making. Okay, so let's play you one of the latest pieces I've learned and you can see how much progress I'm making. This one's called Siesta. It's hopefully it's not the most complicated piece, and I might get through this in one or two takes. So let's see what happens. So I start by finding my middle C. So this is called Siesta, and here we go. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad at all. I'm going to have another go just to make sure I get this right. Did I just get that right in almost one go? I kept on going. Well, let's do this again. Wow, I did it better that second time. I think I had a little bit of a wobble the first time round, but that was much better. Like I said, I'm patting myself on the back still, but this piece is not the most complicated piece. But still, I didn't let stage fright get the better of me this time round. So making some progress there. Wow, delighted. Actually, by the way, I do most of my videos in the morning. This is the first time I'm doing an evening one. So I hope the lighting's not too bad. I hope you can see me all right and you still get the same feeling. What do I want to talk to you about today? Accountability. And ultimately, we are accountable to ourselves. We are accountable. If I want to learn to play the keyboard, it's down to me. The buck stops with me. I am accountable for this. Yep. So that goes without saying. And for a lot of people who are disciplined enough, they can just get on with it, do what they need to do, find their routine, find their consequences, and just stick to a plan. And they're self-sufficient. But for some of us, like me, it's sometimes good to be accountable to somebody else who's on that journey with me. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I'll give you an example. I play table tennis most Saturdays from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's a time where a few of us get together, a few friends get together, and we play for a couple of hours, a time to socialize and do some exercise. Most of my friends, though, they turn up about 10 o'clock, 10:30. We start at 9:30 and people start turning up at 10 o'clock, 10:30. But there's a particular guy who turns up at 9:30 I also turn up at 9:30. And the reason I turn up at 9:30 is because I know he's going to be there. And there's no point. Table tennis is at least a two-person game. It's a bit rubbish if somebody's there and at 9:30 and there's nobody else to play with until people start turning up at 10 o'clock. So I get there at 9:30 as well, and we get in a few games before other people start turning up. And we've got an informal agreement that we both turn up there at the right time. And I don't want to disappoint him, so I always make sure I get there for 9:30. So that's one way, that's one thing to think about. When you find somebody that you want to be accountable to, make sure it's somebody that you don't want to disappoint. So it's quite important who you're accountable to. Accountable means, in my book, is you report to somebody. You give an account of what you're doing to somebody or to a group or whoever it is, but you're accountable to somebody. You let them know the progress you're making. But choose those persons wisely. You want somebody who's going to be encouraging, who's going to be interested in seeing you succeed, who's interested in you and the progress you're making. I'm learning to play the piano. If I'm going to be accountable to somebody, I want somebody who's going to be positive, who's going to want to see me succeed. There's no point. I don't want to tell somebody I'm learning to play the piano and they say to me, oh, what do you want to do that for? What's the point of that? You want somebody who's going to say, wow, you're learning to play the piano. How's that going? Have you got a teacher? How much progress are you making? Who's going to be interested in you and wants to see you succeed? So that's so important, who you confide in, who you choose to be accountable to. But more importantly, you need to tell them. You need to make it public. There's no point in having that ambition, that idea in your head and not telling anybody, because the minute you share it with somebody, with that person, you've let the cat out of the bag, and you cannot retreat. So you have to go back and report back to them. Another example is that of people wanting to lose weight. I think it's a well-known fact that people join groups, support groups, so that they can lose weight together. And the reason they do that is because they're accountable to that group. They know they have to report back to that weight loss group. So people, my understanding is that you join a group, you get on a weight loss plan, you have meal plans, and you say, this is what I'm going to eat Monday to Friday or the weekends, a 7-day plan or whatever it is. And then what I understand people do is that they go for a weigh-in once a week. They go for a weigh-in once a week. And really, you don't want to turn up at that weigh-in and be the one who's put on a few pounds, right? You want to get there and say you've lost weight, and because that you're going to report back to that group. You don't want to come back and say, oh, sorry, I've eaten all the pies. But really and truly, you want to be able to report back on a weekly basis when you do that weigh-in and say, yes, I've lost weight. But really and truly, even if you haven't, at least you know that you're part of that support network and people there to support you, to encourage you. If for whatever reason you haven't lost weight that week, you can share your experiences with them, and people can say, oh, this is what I did when that happened, and you can encourage each other. So that's what it's all about. It's about finding some group that you're accountable to, that you can report back to about your progress. Somebody who's interested in you, who's interested in making you succeed, who wants to see you succeed. And that's what this is all about. So find a group that you can work with, somebody that you can trust, a group that you can trust, people that you know that you can support and they will support you. This is the reason I set up this channel as well. I've got my family who know that I learn to play the keyboard, so they're interested in my progress. I've also got my colleagues as well. They say, oh, when are you having your next music lesson? How's it going? They're interested. But also, one of the main reasons I set up this channel is so I can be accountable to you. You're following my progress, even if it's just one person who's watching me, and I know that I'm reporting back to you. I know that you're giving me you want to see me succeed. You spent your time to tune into this channel, so you're interested in me, interested in the progress I'm making, and I'm grateful for that. So that's what this pep talk's all about. Find someone that you're accountable to, somebody that you can report your progress to, somebody who will give you the encouragement and will want to see you succeed. If this channel is doing that to you, if it's providing some support, encouragement to you, then my job is done. And I hope that we can keep on encouraging each other. Yes, we can. So until next time, be kind to yourself and be encouraged.